Hey guys, you're in a nutshell with me, Ina. Alam niyo kung merong good news din, no? Isa rather sa mga good news na pwede nating ma-pick up mula dun sa kaka-announce lang na bagong immigration levels plan is dinamihan yung allocations for PNP programs. Ayan, syempre marami tayong mga kababayan. Yan din ang ina-applyan, ano, yung mga iba't ibang PNP na mga probinsya. Dinagdagan yan actually ng significant number. So for this episode, we will talk about ano ba, how you can take advantage of this, and also isisingit na rin natin no yung discussion about what's happening in Quebec. Okay, siguro dahil affected ka, medyo naghigpit din ngayon ng allocation sa Quebec, nagbawas rather ng allocations for its parang PNP. Baka gusto mong lumipat, pwede bang option yon? Okay, anyway, we will talk about that with ayan, ang ating suki, Dayanara M. Puerto Pantigue. Oo, nag-back-to-back recording kami, guys. Alam ko, napapansin niyo yan.
Same
Okay.
location, same outfit.
Oo. Hayaan nyo na pareho yung outfit namin at mga background lagi. Okay? O, sige. Dayanara's email is down there, as always. If you wanna book a
Thank
call
you,
with
Miss.
her, ayan, mag-email kayo sa kanya. Okay, Dayanara, malaki yung tinaasan, no? For the PNP allocation, share natin yung tab nga.
I'm so happy.
Oo, wait.
I'm so happy, Miss. I am so happy. As someone who is who sees this personally, like yung struggles ng ating mga kababayan, I see this myself. So I'm so happy to see that, that number. Uh,
Mm.
and and honestly, I think this is a result of the clamor from the provinces themselves na
Yeah.
talagang um, dagdagan. Kasi syempre may mga tao silang gusto nilang i-keep, may mga tao silang gusto
Mm.
nilang tulungan, mga pamilyang gusto nilang maging permanenteng bahagi ng kanilang mga komunidad. So yeah, I'm really, really happy when I saw this.
Ayan. Ito yung breakdown guys, ano, nung iba't ibang mga streams. Nandito tayo sa economic kung saan under yung PNP. Ayun, naka-highlight sa ibaba. So there are now 91,500 slots allocated for next year, 2026. This came from yung initial allocation of, I think, basta 50 plus thousand.
Yes
So,
po.
malaki, no, yung inad. So, what does
Mhm.
this mean, Dayanara? Una sa lahat, for, I guess, two groups of people. One, yung meron ng expression of interest, may
Yeah.
mga profile na set up. And
Opo.
two, doon sa mga nagbabalak pa lang, okay,
Opo.
mag-apply.
Yes po. So, what this means is yung mainly yung mga probinsya po na hindi sila nakakapag-invite masyado, lalo
Mm-hmm.
po yung mga tier 4 or 5 workers,
Mm-hmm.
hindi nila ma-invite, like hindi I just have to give an example. Ontario has never done an in-demand stream draw na buong Ontario yung
Oh,
kasama in 2025. Ang ginawa lang nila is yung sa Sarnia lang, sa Red D areas, saka yung sa Northern Ontario. Yun lang yung meron sila. Pero yung general OYNP in demand stream draw, they've never done one. It's because they don't have the allocation to do it. Yan ang like ko sinasabi sa mga kliyente ko. Hindi ito dahil nagdadamot lang sila. Wala silang allocation eh.
mm,
Kasi think about it, miss. If let's say merong kayong 1,000 workers under NOC 94141, for example, poultry preparers,
okay.
tapos ang allocation ng Ontario 10,000 lang. So,
Mm-hmm.
hindi sila pwedeng mag-draw dun sa NOC na yun.
Yeah.
Kasi hindi nila ma-accommodate lahat. Dahil konti nga lang po yung allocation nila. This time, dahil nadagdagan yung allocation nila, I think they now have the leeway, kumbaga, they now have a way for them to invite more workers na hindi necessarily nandoon sa in-demand skills list nila or sa mga priority industries nila. So they
Ako,
can now invite workers outside of healthcare, outside of trades. Yeah.
yan, I hope so. Okay. Is there anything that they need to do? May update ba sila dyan? O ano ba, panahon ba para magpataas sila ng English course kung hindi pa nila na ma-max out yung pinakamataas? So, may mga ganyan bang advice?
Oh, yes, definitely, miss. Now is the time to, yung iba kasi, ang number one na tanong sa akin is, oh, miss, nasa Toronto ako. Pwede na ba akong hindi umalis? sa
Okay.
Toronto kasi baka magkaroon naman ako ng invitation. Hindi ko masasabi, miss, kasi na pwede ka nang magstay. Kasi unang-una, titingnan natin yung pinag-usapan natin kanina, TR to PR. There's a focus on rural communities. So, hindi natin masasabi kung ganun din yung gagawin ng provinces this time. Magkikip pa rin sila ng mga priority nila sa rural para magkaroon pa rin ng tao yung mga hindi masyadong populated na area sa mga probinsya nila. They can choose to do that. Ngayon, kung ikaw ay nasa rural area na, that means all set ka na. Whatever they say, whatever they plan, whether general draw or rural draw, all set ka na. Kasi nandun ka na eh. Whereas kung ikaw ay nasa main city, Calgary, Toronto, Vancouver, nandun ka lang, ang inaasahan mo lang is yung general draw na ilalabas nila, na maaaring hindi nila ilabas. So, hindi ko masabi na, hindi sige, dyan ka na sa Vancouver, huwag ka nang umalis. Hindi ko masabi yun. Kasi, maaaring ang gawin pa rin ng provinces ay prioritize pa rin nila yung rural areas nila. So if you have a chance to go to a rural area to maximize your PR pathways, I say still do it. I would still recommend that. Ngayon, kung ang isa po sa nakikita ko, miss, na kadalasang hindi napapansin ng mga kababayan natin na ginagawa nila is yung iba, nagtatrabaho sila remotely. Ito napansin ko to sa mga kliyente. Yung employer nila nasa Toronto, pero para ma-maximize nila yung ruralness, yung rural draws, lilipat sila ng rural area, pero yung trabaho nila remote sa Toronto. So, this is an error for a lot of people kasi hindi po yun pwede. A lot of the PNPs don't like that, na kukunin mo yung score sa rural dahil sa rural ka nakatira, pero yung trabaho mo nasa Toronto. That's a no.
Okay.
Worst case pa, yung mga nasa Alberta sila, nagtatrabaho sa rural, nasa Alberta sila nakatira, and then yung employer nila nasa Vancouver. Kasi nandun yung company. That would effectively kill your PR pathways unless, syempre, bata ka, pwede ka ng Canadian Experience Class. But doing that would kill your chances for provincial nomination kasi hindi ka pwede sa provincial nomination ng Alberta dahil yung employer mo wala sa Alberta. Hindi ka pwede sa provincial nomination ng BC kasi wala ka sa BC. Yung physical location mo is wala. You know, as much as possible, you wanna be in the province kung nasa nandun po yung employer ninyo.
I see. So, isa yan, I guess, sa mga don'ts, ano? Kasi si Dayanara, guys, may pin-repair na parang do's and don'ts
Do's and
for
don'ts.
PR aspirants. Okay. Ano pa? Baka meron silang kailangan na, malaman na hindi pala dapat nila
Yes po.
ginagawa.
So, number one is keep your expression of interests updated and active. Expression of interests are usually active for a year. Pwede niyo po siyang i-update usually for some, pero for other provinces, hindi. Gaya nung, ang naiinis ako dito, sa EOI ng British Columbia, hindi mo siya pwedeng i-update. Kailangan, withdraw mo siya, gagawa ka ulit ng bago. So, you have to keep it updated. Kapag nag-exam po kayo, nakuha niyo yung mas mataas na score, update it. Lumabas yung bago mong ECA, mas mataas yung assessment sa'yo, update it. Tumaas yung sahod mo, update it. Okay? Make sure to keep your profiles updated. That's number one. Number two, maintain a strong relationship with your employer.
Alright.
Most PNPs, most of the streams under PNPs ay employer-driven po talaga. So you have to maintain a really strong relationship with your employer na kung meron mga additional documents na hihingin sa kanila is ibibigay nila.
Parang ano to, may portal na karamihan ba ng mga PNP?
Yes,
employer portal.
Ontario has one.
Okay.
The other provinces hindi masyado. They still rely on what the employee can give. So you have to make sure na yung inyong mga certificates of employment may job description, and then pag tinawagan sila at nag-verify tama yung information ay bibigay nila. Iwasan po natin yung ang trabaho mo ay ganito tapos yung job description mo ay ganito. So, I have to tell this story. There is one company here in London, Ontario, a huge company, like multinational company, who used to support for PR and can no longer support because of that. Kasi meron silang empleyado na ang claim ay itong NOC na ito, pero hindi naman pala yun ang trabaho niya. Nung nahuli sila ng IRCC at ng OINP, I believe they now can, parang, I don't know if they were put in an official ban, pero ngayon hindi na sila pwedeng tumulong and they could have helped thousands.
Because of one
Case.
one employee. Wow, okay. Marami din yung mga nagka-copy-paste ng mga
No.
job description, 'di ba? Noon pa yan, ano ba ang advice mo diyan?
Don't do that as much as possible. Ang lagi kong sinasabi is, I mean, the English language has literally hundreds of thousands of words. You don't have to copy-paste it, but you have to be honest. Kasi syempre may mga trabaho po, miss, na iba-iba eh. Syempre, kung ikaw ay, sometimes kahit ikaw ay machine operator, meron ka ibang ginagawang work. Walang masama na isama mo yun sa certificate of employment mo. Keep it as detailed as possible. Kasi kung detalyado siya, mas madaling gawin yung matching eh. Dahil mas marami kaming pwedeng panggalingan at pagbasihan ng matching kapag detalyado siya. Whereas kung piling-pili lang yung nakalagay, medyo mas mahihirapan ka. So make sure na as much as possible ay detalyado po yung mga nakalagay sa inyong certificate of employment.
Okay. And for the same, all these tips actually apply for those who are going to apply pa lang. Magbibigay pa lang kayo ng expression of interest.
Definitely. And then, na-discuss ko na yun. Yun actually yung number 3 ko, yung correct NOC code. Number 4 is yung documents. Ito, number 5. Maintain savings. Ito, hindi to kadalasang napapansin ng iba. Kasi kadalasan po ng mga pathway sa provincial nomination, wala naman talagang proof of funds. Pero, pag dumating na po yung nomination certificate ninyo, there is a document na kailangan ninyong fill upan. It's called Schedule 4. Na nakalagay kung magkano po yung inyong savings. Now, it doesn't have to be really big, okay, like the amount. Pero,
what's big and what's small? Siyempre, mahiya yung mga kababayan natin, ano?
Opo,
lang eh, just have $2,000, in my mind. Okay.
It's okay.
$1,000. Okay
Yeah,
lang.
it's okay. But you just have to answer it honestly. Kahit $500. You just have to answer it honestly and then provide your financial documents. Kasi pwede po kayong humingi ng bank certificate sa mga bangko ninyo dito sa Canada na nakalagay yung kung ilan man yung account nyo sa kanila, tapos kung may utang kayo, yan, kailangan po makita nila yon ng IRCC. It's better to just provide it. Okay? Ngayon, kaya rin po ako nag-advocate ng savings, hindi lang naman siya for PR, but also for in case magkaroon kayo ng problema and kakailanganin yung mag-hire ng premium, pay a premium price for an RCIC or a lawyer, at meron kayong funds. Hindi kayo parang out, hindi kayo lost na, okay, wala akong pera, hindi ako pwedeng humingi ng tulong. 'Di ba? So parang just keep it there for savings and make sure to keep it there hanggang ma-PR po kayo. So i-declare nyo yung amount na kaya ninyong i-keep hanggang ma-PR po kayo. Okay?
Yeah. Okay. Meron ka pa sa list mo okay.
And then, provincial ties. Ito pa pala, mahalaga po yung provincial ties. Kasi may mga kababayan tayo na i-invite na, for example, in-invite ka ng Alberta pero nasa Ontario ka. May mga kababayan tayong ganyan eh. So, make sure na meron kayong connections with relatives na nandun sa province na yon kasi pwede nyo silang maging ties to that province. Kung meron kayong OHIP or yung sa health plan ninyo na mga card, make sure to keep those updated. Yung driver's license ninyo, keep those updated kasi those can serve as your ties to the community. Kung hindi kayo nagvo-volunteer before at ngayon gusto nyong mag-volunteer, give to the blood bank, go to the church for community, ganyan. Kasama rin po yun sa makakonsider ties to your province.
May check pala ng ganun? Sine-check yung ties mo?
Yes.
I didn't know. Is there a form for it? You list down your
ties? You list it. Kadalasan po, you list it down your ties. It just depends on the province, honestly. Some provinces don't ask for it, but some provinces do. So I always err on the side of caution. If you have it, present it. It's always better to give them more documents than what they actually are asking for.
Yan, okay.
Alright. Then, oras po na kayo ay ma-nominate, make sure na alam niyo yung deadline kung kailan kayo kailangan mag-apply. So, kadalasan kapag iba-iba yan per province. Sa Alberta, oras na ma-invite ka for nomination, you usually have 30 days. Sa Ontario, you have 17 days. Sa
Okay.
Manitoba, you have
Mhm.
6 days. So, iba-iba.
All
Iba-iba
right.
per province ang deadline nila. Make sure you keep it. I just received an email from a client na, uy, miss, na-invite pala ako ng healthcare category last month. Ngayon ko lang siya nakita. So,
Ay,
pag
naku po, ano ba yan?
kaya ganun, so, swerte siya. Kasi yung sa express entry, 60 days yun eh. Yung pwede mong i-prepare yung application. Mas meron pa siyang 30 days. Swerte siya. Pero, kung meron po kayong mga dokumento na medyo mahirap kuhanin, like police clearance, ganyan. Hindi ka nakapagpa-schedule ng language test agad. So, yung mga ganyan, make sure to be, mindful of these things.
All right. Okay, now, let's move on dito sa Quebec.
Yes po.
Okay, ang Quebec, I'll share this article. This is from immigration.ca, no? Just giving us a breakdown kung ano nangyari dun sa allocations ng Quebec for PR sa 2026.
Yes po.
Share this tab as well. Okay. Nagbawas din sila eh, no? Significantly, I think. So, Iyan. For 2026, 45 ang kanilang PR allocations. That is down from, nasa na ba yun? Nakasulat kung ilan yung initial nila. Teka muna. O sige, hindi nakasulat dito. Ayoko na magbanggit, baka magkamali pa ako. Maliban sa binawasan to 45,000 ang kanilang PR allocations, meron silang sinara na stream. Ito ano ba to? Quebec Graduate and Temporary Foreign Worker Streams under the Quebec Experience Program pala. Ended November 19, 2025. Tapos nakasulat dito, the government will also close its three PR pilot programs starting 2026. Kasama dyan yung mga na-applyan daw ng food processing workers, orderlies, and workers in AI, IT, visual effects. Tapos nagbukas lang sila ng nag-iisa na lang program daw for skilled workers, which is the PSCQ. Okay, but anyway, the short story is, okay, naghihigpit ngayon sa Quebec. Ang tanong, how can these people from Quebec take advantage of the increase in PNP allocations sa ibang
lugar?
Is it going to be easy for them to just pack up and move and then apply?
It really depends on the opportunities that you have and also the skills na meron po kayo. I have several clients who were able to do this successfully. They have been working in Quebec for years. Skilled sila. They're very skilled in their jobs. And they were able to find an employer from a different province, like PEI or Nova Scotia, who were able to sponsor them for permanent residence. So nakatanggap sila ng nomination nila habang nasa Quebec sila, and that allowed them to transfer to a different province. So, pwede po yun, keep yourself skilled, keep yourself working din, okay? Kasi syempre mas gusto nila yung nasa Canada na, mas gusto nila yung nagtatrabaho sa Canada, may status na maayos sa Canada, kahit sabihin po natin na LMIA-based closed work permit, yung iba, maaari po kayong mag-send ng inyong mga resume sa mga nasa labas ng Quebec, na mga companies, ganyan, na maaaring tumulong sa inyo para makapag-apply po kayo ng PR. Kasi kadalasan, yung nomination, yun yung pwede mong gamitin para makalipat ka. Kasi po, yung nomination, yung provincial nomination certificate, may kadikit yun kadalasan na work permit support letter, kung saan pwede pong, kung ikaw ay nakalamiya ngayon, pwede mong applyan yon, gamitin yon para makapag-apply ka ng bago mong work permit na nakatali ka naman doon sa employer na tumulong sa'yo for permanent residence. That means, makakalipat ka. And I have clients, so I'm so happy na to say na I have clients na nag-apply sila this month, within like a few weeks na approve sila para makalipat doon sa ibang province. So nakakapag-start sila agad. Naiintindihan naman ng IRCC, kahit may backlog, naiintindihan naman ng IRCC na itong worker na ito ay kailangan makalipat agad kasi mawawala yung chance niya for PR kung madedelay yung paglipat niya. So, mayroon po yung ginagawa ng ating mga kababayan. So, nag-a-apply sila ng PR sa ibang province, dun sila nakukuha, or meron silang ibang company na willing magbigay sa kanila ng LMIA, so nakakalipat sila from Quebec to a province, to a different province, and then apply for, nomination there sa bagong province.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's interesting, guys, no? Baka yung iba hindi po kasi alam, no? Iba may sariling mundo ang Quebec pagdating sa mga
System
immigration
process, yeah.
targets
I
nila.
actually cannot practice in Quebec
Okay.
as an immigration consultant because I don't speak French, and also because I'm not licensed
Mhm.
to also work for them. So they have their own rules.
Yeah.
Actually, nung time namin ng TR to PR, I believe hindi kasama sa batch na yon yung mga taga
Yung
Quebec
mga
din. So there's also that. Kaya
Ay, oo nga 'no, teka, you think hindi sila pasok dito? Maiba lang ano, do'n sa TR to PR na paparating? What will happen
Uh,
to those in Quebec?
probably not, miss, unless their government asks the federal government for them to join, siguro.
Mhm.
Pero kasi this is what they asked for. 'Di ba, Quebec has asked for somewhat of an independence from the federal government. So this is part of
Mhm.
that. Ganun
Yeah.
talaga.
Okay. Oh, ayan guys, ang dami niyo na naman natutunan. Nung nakikinig ako kay Dayanara, ngayon lang, naisip ko parang libreng consultation na ito sa totoo lang ano, for PR, for those planning to
I
apply sa
I
PR.
don't mind kasi honestly, miss, na pinost ko nga 'to nung nakaraang araw kasi may nag-send sa'kin ng kapwa ko RCIC sa TikTok na nagbigay siya. The advice is not accurate.
Oh,
So, nakakalungkot kasi siyempre pareho kami ng license. So, you
mhm.
know, the same way na kapag may loko-lokong, Pilipino, minsan apektado tayong mga kapwa Pilipino.
Yeah, gano'n din.
Kunyari gano'n din kaming mga RCIC. So, ako naman wala po akong problema in sharing information like this as much as possible to reach as many, siyempre maraming viewers si Miss Ina.
Ay naku po, thank
So,
you.
as much as possible, as many of you as possible to
Yeah.
reach to get this type of information and prepare and know that we are praying hard for all of you. Yeah.
Yeah, wala naman tayong ibang goal kundi makatulong lang. And speaking of
Okay.
'no, before we close na lang, yung sinasabi ni Dayanara is just a reminder na hindi porke din lisensyado, okay, RCIC ang nakikita niyo on social media, it does not necessarily mean na dapat niyo silang pagkatiwalaan agad-agad. Meron din talaga na medyo ano 'no, sablay.
Kailangan din po nating mag-verify para lang
Mhm.
din yung doktor. Siyempre kukuha ka ng first opinion, second opinion, third opinion, 'di ba? So, there's nothing wrong in talking to several of us and seeing kung
Yeah,
sino yung talagang gusto ninyong makasama sa journey na ito. So,
yeah.
yeah, we wish you all the best po sa inyong mga
Okay.
journey.
Oh, good luck everybody. Oh, sige, maraming salamat at
Hindi pala, miss, praying for the Philippines,
I know yung mga nababahasa.
pray for the Philippines kasi lalo sa Cebu, they had the earthquake and now yung bagyo, tapos meron tayong darating na bago. Ako po ay taga Hagonoy, Bulacan. So I don't know
Okay.
if you're familiar with Hagonoy. Kami ang last frontier. Hindi kami ang hindi naman last frontier, pero kami ang huling dinadaanan ng baha bago siya
Oo.
pumunta sa dagat. So, ngayon, we are praying for all of you na nasa Pilipinas po na dadaanan nito. Hopefully, mag-work si Sierra Madre at
Nako.
bawasan niya yung malakas na typhoon na darating. And yeah, I mean, hindi lang naman natural disasters
Ay,
sa meron sa Pilipinas. Alam naman nating lahat yan. So, yeah, let's all pray
alam mo,
for
this is for a different episode, no? O, well, I doubt gagawa ko ng ganitong episode, pero sasabihin ko na lang din. I can't help but feel, no, with everything that is happening sa back home, 'di ba? Tas nababaha, yung may balita ng korupsyon, tapos ongoing yung mga pagbabaha. Kaya alam mo, let's not judge people for trying to really make it in other countries. For example, in Canada. 'Di ba
Yes.
sabihin nung kasi yung comments ng ilan 'di ba, pinagsisiksikan ninyo yung sarili niyo dito, ayaw kayo ng Canada. Oo, nag-give in na 'no, napuno yung Canada or whatever, or they are being strict. But let's always be sensitive sa buhay nila back home.
Yes.
na pinanggagalingan nila at yun ang dahilan nila kung bakit sila nangingibang bansa, 'di ba?
Yeah.
Mahirap
The
ang
same
buhay ng ay naku.
the same way, miss, na eto lagi kasi lagi nga bumabaha sa amin.
Oo.
Lumaki ako na every year may baha na hindi it's not uncommon for us to have like a month na wala kaming pasok. You know,
Yes.
kasi ganyan. So, yung iba dati nung 'pag nanonood ako nakikita ko, bakit kasi sila bumabalik pa dun sa bahay, di na lang sila lumikas? Bakit kailangan pa nilang balikan yung mga gamit na meron sila,
Oo.
ganyan. Ganda ko nung tumatanda na ako nare-realize ko, kasi gamit nila yun. Kasi
Oo.
hindi ganun kadali para sa kanila na ipundar yung bahay na yon at yung gamit na yon, kaya gusto nilang protektahan. Hindi yun natin maiintindihan yung iba na matagal na dito sa Canada na siyempre madali sa ating mangungutang ka lang, ganyan, bumili ng mga ganito, ganyan. So, kailangan din po natin ilagay yung sarili natin sa kanilang posisyon the same way na marami tayong mga kapwa Pilipino na dekada na dito sa Canada na iba na yung mindset nila na nakalimutan na nila yung time na sila yung nagsisimula.
Oo,
Alam mo
oo.
yung ganun, miss? So, parang akin, bilang tayo ay nandito sa Canada, tayo ay kumbaga blessed na wala tayong ganyan dito sa Canada, madalang ang earthquake, yung mga ganyang hurricanes, ganyan. So, huwag nating kalimutan yung ganong experience, huwag nating kalimutan yung time na nagsisimula tayo.
Yeah.
Huwag tayong maging gano'n kasi nakakalungkot yung ganong buhay na
Ay,
parang out of touch ka na sa iba dahil hindi na yun yung buhay.
reality ba yun?
I think I read this quote na parang, "You're not interested to change a world that suits you well." Na parang,
Yeah.
well, okay ka na sa buhay mo, hindi ka na interesadong tingnan yung buhay ng iba, tingnan yung nangyayari sa iba. So, as much as possible, let's keep ourselves,
Yeah. Ay naku.
in the reality of other people then, yeah.
Correct. Anyway, sige baka kung san-san pa kami mapunta ni
Yes.
Dayanara. Kaya dito na natin 'to tatapusin. Thank you
Good
so
luck
much,
po.
Dayanara, as always.
Thank you, miss. Good luck po sa lahat ng mga nag-a-apply. Keep
Oo.
your ito na yung hinihintay nating hopefully na break dito sa lahat ng difficulties na dinadanas natin. Keep yourself strong and steady and God bless
Yeah.
everybody.
Thank you, guys. Dayanara's email is scrolling down there. Okay, so just shoot her an email if you wanna consult. Bye, everybody!